Capital News tonight. Rain wreaks havoc in Morogoro Municipal. Police investigates poisoning incident of CCM Vice Chair Philip Mangula. And in sports, CFF says 543 million shillings collected from Yanga and Simba Derby. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. Rain that fell for an hour wreaked havoc in Morogoro Municipal, causing destruction on bridges and floods in residential and business areas. Among areas who have witnessed a lot of destruction include Mbuyuni, Cherumbi and Visole wards.
Rainwater brings a lot of logs which block the bridge. However, they have done their best to clear any obstruction. The type of soil cannot hold electrical poles during the rain season. There is a primary school the other side of the bridge, which causes students to walk a long distance round to get there. Some of the vehicles were filled with water and businesses have been affected too, causing some to close.
Dar es Salaam Special Police Zone has said it is continuing with investigations to find out who was involved in poisoning the vice chairman of Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM Tanzania mainland, Philip Mangula, causing him to collapse during the Central Committee meeting on February 29th this year.
Katika taarifa hiyo tulielezwa kwamba Mzee Mangula.
We were informed that Mzee Mangula was admitted in Muhimbili National Hospital in ICU. The Dar es Salaam Special Security Task Force, working with other security organs and other institutions, has identified that in his body a poisonous substance was found. Investigation as to how is going
on. Kwamba ndani ya mwili wa Mzee Mangula kulipatikana na sumu. Uchunguzi kuhusu tuhuma ya sumu hiyo ilivyoingia mwilini, upelelezi bado unaendelea.
The road linking Ludewa and Ludewa district and the headquarters of Njombe region has been closed at Mawengi area due to landslides caused by ongoing rains. The road is being constructed to concrete level from Lusitu to Mawengi.
From Ludewa, passengers will alight on the other side and will board buses to this side. Same applies to buses coming from Njombe. Passengers will have to alight here and cross over to the other side. We hope by tomorrow operation to clear the road will be complete.
We
assure all Tanzanians and the people of Ludewa that the work we've been given will be supervised well, and by tomorrow the road will have been cleared. When I came back, I was informed that I would not be allowed to cross over.
Some drivers of lorries carrying coal from Amani, Makolo, Dryport and Benga, Ruvuma region to other parts of the country and neighboring countries have expressed concern on alleged police harassment. They made the complaints when Ruvuma Region Commissioner toured the Dryport.
Umepakia gunia mbili za mahindi kutoka Njombe mjini au pale Makambako umekuja nazo Songea.
You come with 2 sacks of maize from Njombe or Makambako to Songea, or 3 sacks of potatoes. They arrest you. Then you end up being charged so much.
Kwa hiyo inatuma sisi tunakuja debe mama, yani debe manake tunakuja watupu, yani tunakuja na Biblia tunarudi na msalaba.
Matokeo yake tunafikia stage sasa tunakuwa wadokozi kwenye magari ya matajiri.
This is so hard for us. It forces us to steal from our bosses by selling diesel, pipes, etc. Some place fire extinguisher and other tools on bond in order to buy food.
Makaa ya mawe ni sumu.
Coal is poisonous. You cannot mix it with food items. It is not for consumption but fuel.
Hilo swala la TRA kukusanya kodi.
All relevant authorities will carry out duties as they should, so you must keep supporting them, and if there is any suspicious behavior, I will leave my number behind.
Forest Service TFS, in collaboration with Tanzania People's Defense Force TPDF, will clear the area for construction of the Nyerere hydropower project, which is expected to generate 2,115 megawatts of power.
Lakini itakuza uchumi wa nchi na kuongeza kipato cha watu.
This will grow our country's economy and the income of all Tanzanians. When individual income improves, then there is less reliance on the environment, and it enables them the ability to manage alternative sources of energy rather than relying on charcoal alone, but by opting to use gas or electricity.
Tutahakikisha kwamba mazao yote ya misitu yatakayopatikana.
We will make sure for all forest products there is an area ready outside the project area whereby they will be kept and sold later to earn the government revenue.
Kwa hiyo yatauzwa kwa utaratibu maalum.
The chairman of Civic United Front CUF Party, Professor Ibrahim Lipumba, has urged the government to continue the constitutional review process, which was overseen by retired Judge Joseph Warioba, so that Tanzanians can get a new constitution which will address various challenges in the country. He made the call during an interview on Konani program streamed live on ITV social media platforms.
Ukawa ilikuwa umoja wa katiba ya wananchi. Lengo.
UKAWA was formed to protect the citizens' opinions expressed to Judge Warioba. So in this regard, I still support it because it is the foundation to getting a new constitution. From the beginning, when I was invited by the government to attend public events, I attended. I did not want to contest the chairperson position, but a delegation was sent to me to ask me to contest.
Livestock keepers from Sikonge, Kaliua and Urambo districts in Tabora region have called on the government to survey areas allocated for grazing and to issue land ownership certificates in order to reduce disputes between them and government institutions. They made the call during meetings with the Minister of Livestock and Fisheries, Luhaga Mpina, during his tour in the district.
We need education and capital from the government because honey is an international product. We should be provided with capital and modern beehives so we can practice modern beekeeping. One cannot take the law into his own hands. There are homicide cases in the district. We cannot tolerate this. Let me address high charges and killings. I want you to work on this within 7 days so we can find the root cause of the problem.
France has granted $116 million to train teachers on the French language in order to increase the number of Tanzanians who speak French, so as to increase cooperation between the two countries in various sectors such as education, economic and culture. This was revealed in Dar es Salaam by the Ambassador of France in Tanzania, Frederick Clavier, when talking about the Francophone Week.
The idea is to create bridges between Anglophone and Kiswahili countries and Francophone countries in terms of education, in terms of culture, and also in terms of trade. So this is why we do promote these 2 weeks of La Francophonie in Tanzania. I have myself given an announcement which is that France for this year 2021 will give more additional money to deliver trainings to the Tanzanian teachers teaching French. We will give $160,000 US dollars to the country to train more Tanzanian teachers speaking French.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows shortly after this break.
The Tanzania Communications Regulatory Authority, TCRA, is calling on all TCRA licensed service providers to participate in the TCRA ICT Awards 2020, which aim to award best service providers in the communications sector. TCRA will award best performers in the following categories: mobile network operators, radio and television, online content service providers, multiplex operators, internet service providers, and postal and courier operators. All TCRA licensees are obliged to participate in this competition for the public to evaluate their performance and commitment. Guidelines for participation can be accessed at www.ictawards.tcra.go.tz. All TCRA licensed service providers should submit participation forms by 15th of March 2020. For more information, please call 080-000-8272. Improve life through ICT for industrial digital economy.
Welcome back. And in international news, the Central Bank of Uganda has said that the country will lose billions of shillings due to the threat of the coronavirus. The bank has called on business to manufacture products which they have been importing in order to address the problem.
There is considerable uncertainty.
There is considerable uncertainty regarding the duration and severity on the coronavirus outbreak. If it persists to an extended period, it will affect global economic activities. It is likely to be larger than current projections.
Even when they have all those industrial parks which I have visited.
Even when they have all the industrial parks which I have visited, most of the cheaper products are from China, making our countries in the world depend on them. In this case, coronavirus is a global crisis.
It's a lot higher than between Uganda and China.
New cases of the coronavirus that emerged in the central Chinese city of Wuhan in late December are being reported daily around the world. More than 3,594 people have died globally from COVID-19, while more than 106,161 infections have been confirmed in dozens of countries, according to Johns Hopkins University. Ambassador in Kenya, Dr. Pindi Chana, has held a meeting with envoys from member countries of the East African Community to discuss on how to address challenges facing the countries, which include corruption, locust invasions, and the coronavirus threat.
The theme of this year is delivering a common future. And when we say delivering a common future, we mean innovation, transformation, and connectivity. In celebrating Commonwealth Day today here in Nairobi, we agreed that we need to connect. And that is why we also invited Chairman of KEPSA, Kenya Private Sector Alliance, to discuss how properly we can connect, but also how we can emphasize on the issues of economic diplomacy. So we as Tanzania, our doors are open. We invite people to come and invest in Tanzania and work together towards sustainable development goals.
Well, the East African community remains strong. The member countries are committed to the continued growth of the East African community. The challenges sometimes are best resolved by the leaders listening to each other and understanding where each one is coming from. And I think if they continue to do that and they have the view that we're going in this for the long term, I only see the East African community getting stronger and some of our smaller partners are able to benefit by being part of a group.
And that is the end of international news. Business news follows shortly after this break. We'll be right back.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news tonight. Inflation in Zanzibar has continued to rise from 4.9% in January this year to 6.2% in February. The inflation increase has been contributed to rise in the various foodstuffs such as rice and flour.
Mkoto wa bei wa mwaka umepelekea kuongezeka kwa bidhaa, kwa mfano kama mbea rice.
There has been an increase in prices in products like maize flour, 51.6%, wheat flour, 2.5%, fish at 0.7%, bananas, 7.6%, sugar, 6.2%, and cement by 1.2%.
Na hii pressure unaweza kuiona inapungua.
When you compare with the data of the previous year, prices have remained stable, meaning that supply of these products was impressive. The Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Hussein Bashe, has said that as from the next cotton buying season, farmers will not be paid through cooperative societies but through banks.
Kila mkulima atafunguliwa akaunti ya benki.
Every farmer will have their own bank account that will be connected with their mobile phones. If you sell your products now, you must receive an SMS on your phone later that will give you details of the amount of cotton that you sold and their worth.
Sawa, pamba inaenda kwa jineri.
Tumefanikiwa kuwalipa wakulima Tanzania.
703 million farmers have been paid so far, while 4 million farmers are not paid yet. This has been caused by AMCOP's groups failing to pay their commission from companies that the cotton was sold to. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has said inflation has gone up from 5.7% in January this year to 5.9% during the month of February. NBS says the rise in inflation has been contributed to increase in food prices.
Ni pamoja na samaki kwa 2.9%,
fish 2.9%, fruits 1.4%, vegetables 4.5%, beans 1.2%, and potatoes 4.5%. Non-food items that contributed to price inflations between January to February 2020 includes cooking gas, which was 3.2%, kerosene 3.2%, charcoal 4.3%, diesel 2.8%, and petrol 1.0%.
Kwa 2.8% na petroli kwa 1.0%.
That is the end of business news. Sports news follows shortly.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose some length.
Welcome back, and in sports news tonight. More than 500 million shillings was collected at the Kariakor Derby between Yanga and Simba yesterday. Here are more details.
The Football Federation, TFF, has announced that the revenue collected at yesterday's game between Yanga and Simba was 543 million shillings, with the hosts Yanga winning the game by 1-0. The National Stadium was packed, with more than 59,000 spectators witnessing the derby, which is arguably the biggest in East Africa.
National beach volleyball team starts training tomorrow in preparation for the Zone 5 competition, which will be used to qualify teams for the 2020 Olympics.
Unfortunately, our professional players from other regions have not arrived yet due to the process of permits from the countries they are. So we expect them to come through anytime this week. These are Jackson Mari, who plays professionally in Burundi, as well as David Neke, who plays in Kenya.
The Champions League game between PSG and Borussia Dortmund will be played behind closed doors on Wednesday due to the coronavirus threat, and all the games in the French top division are due to be played without fans or a maximum of 1,000 spectators until 15th of April. Here are more details.
Announced on Monday morning that the last 16 tie between PSG and Borussia Dortmund will be played behind closed doors, and the French sports minister Roxana Marcineau announced a few hours later that the games in the top division would have a maximum of 1,000 fans attending. The PSG vs Dortmund game is the second of the competition that will be played without fans, as last week Valencia announced that the second leg against Atalanta would also be played behind closed doors. In Italy, several Serie A games have been played behind closed doors, including the top-of-the-table game between Juventus and Inter on Sunday night, where Juve won the game by 2-0.
Italian Formula One cars have arrived in Australia, and there is no chance of the opening Grand Prix of the season being cancelled or postponed or being held behind closed doors, despite fears of the coronavirus.
Andrew Westacott, CEO of the Australian Grand Prix Corporation, said today the race will proceed as planned at Albert Park after it was announced the next race on the calendar, the Bahrain GP on 22nd of March, will be run without spectators present. April's Chinese Grand Prix has already been postponed. The growing spread of the virus had led to concern over whether the Australian GP will be affected, but then questioned about the possibility of Melbourne following Bahrain by excluding fans. Westacott was adamant it would not.
And Lucas Torreira is unlikely to play again this season after Arsenal confirmed he will miss up to 10 weeks as he recovers from a fractured ankle.
The Uruguay midfielder was taken off on a stretcher early on during the 2-0 FA Cup win at Portsmouth last week and was later seen leaving Fratton Park on crutches. A fracture was confirmed by Arsenal late last week, but no return date was set until the 24-year-old had seen a specialist, with further information released on Monday now ruling him out for between 8 to 10 weeks. Speaking on Thursday before the weekend win against West Ham, Mikel Arteta had said he was hoping Torreira will be able to play again this season. But that now looks highly unlikely, given their diagnosis and how long it will then take him to get back up to speed. The Premier League season is due to end on 17th of May.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.